back to a brand new episode of the Who What Now Gaming Podcast for consumers by consumers, where we ask the questions: Who are you? What got you into gaming? What type of gamer are you now? I am your humble host, Josh Stewart, and today we have brought a fantastic, wonderful, amazing person, one of my favorite mods out there. That's right, Noah, get in line.
Beat that, Noah.
Yeah, Noah, beat that. We're bringing in today Sillyfrog. What's cracking, Sillyfrog?
Hey, what's up?
How are you?
Not too shabby.
That's good. Shabby's nice.
Yeah.
How's it going? How was the trip over?
It wasn't bad. Traffic was pretty nice and easy.
That's good. That's good. I mean, it's getting to that like Christmas time. You know what I did make a mistake for? I don't know. It's like ADHD moment. I got tricked into going out on Black Friday, but like not to go shopping, but to like just drive to my parents' house, and it sucked because everybody and their grandma is out there driving, and yeah, no thanks.
I know. I had to work on Black Friday.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, that sucked. I didn't like it at all. I hated it.
Oh no, I hate this time of year.
But you know what it is really nice to do during this time of year? Cozy games. While we have our coffee and our nice cozy time games. Try to keep my body out of the camera. Hi everybody. Welcome back to the cozy game stream.
What part dose? Cause Noah.
What's what?
Part dose? Cause Noah did the first one.
Well, did we do a cozy game with Noah?
I don't know. I know Noah did a YouTube.
Oh no, yeah, Noah's got his shout out to Noah's page, Nerdy Noah Reads. But also did the cozy game article, which was super awesome. It was super awesome.
I still have to watch it.
No, really?
I still have to watch it.
It's definitely a good one. It's definitely a good one. I think you would like it actually a lot.
Get on me, Noah. Get on me to watch it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. But with the cozy games, you've definitely been more of a cozy gamer than I am. Yes. But I've definitely been dabbling in it, and I've found that I'm enjoying it a lot more than I thought it would.
I feel like it wasn't until recently, within the last few years, that I've become a cozy gamer.
Yeah.
Because I've tried growing up, like I've played different games, like with my brother. He had a PlayStation 2, and like we would play wrestling.
Nice.
We would like WWE, create our own characters and all that jazz. And then most people don't know this, but we play ATV.
Oh yeah?
Just for
shits and giggles?
Yeah, shits and giggles.
Hell yeah.
And we, like most people, like we would test the maps. Like we would try, like we would just explore and just test the map and all that stuff. Pokemon. I've played Pokemon. My mom actually got the furthest on Pokemon. We had because growing up we had the Game Boy Advance. Mm-hmm. We had Nintendo DS's. We've had the Wii. We didn't have the Wii U. I feel like we wouldn't have liked the Wii U as much.
Yeah.
And I think that's also when my brother started getting into more like PlayStation, Xbox, kind of like Halo, Call of Duty, all that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Wii U was a weird one because the Wii was cool. Like it was a cool concept, but I felt like it was more like finicky than it needed to be. Mm-hmm. And especially because like I guess when I was younger, like my mom tried to find that healthy balance between, you know, keeping, I don't know, a fat kid in shape and like, you know, his love for gaming and stuff. So she got that Wii Fit game, which was, you know, and it's such I guess some people really, really enjoyed it and stuff. And like, I've seen videos where people have been like still to this day, like still log into it every single day, like 7,000 days later or whatever. And it's awesome, but like, yeah, I'm standing on it. It's like, oh, here's your balance. And I'm like, yeah, man, I've been walking for a while. Like, I understand this, you know?
Bleed Blue White actually still has the fitness board.
Really?
Yes. It is in his basement, and I see it, and I'm like, okay. But yeah, he still has that. And then
still logging on?
I don't know. He's upgraded to having with work. He's like the standing desk, and he just got the walking pad. So that's his. But growing up, we also had the GameCube, and that's kind of where Animal Crossing comes into play for me. Because that's like the first either GameCube or DS, where Animal Crossing first got onto. They first came out with Animal Crossing, and that's kind of where my love for Animal Crossing came. Even though I've never really finished the previous console Animal Crossings, it wasn't until the Nintendo Switch came out that I quarantine, COVID happened.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Everybody had time on their hands.
100%.
And me and my best friend Shell Shocked.
Shell Shocked.
Shout out to her. We would play together. We would get onto each other's islands and see what each other is doing, and we would cheat. And
did you do
the settings,
the day thing? Yeah,
the settings when we didn't feel like waiting.
Unbelievable. I mean, that's the sign of a gamer, though. If you don't like cheat in a game at some point, I mean, come on.
But it threw me for a loop for the Nintendo Switch version because on Nintendo Switch you actually have to go into Nintendo's Switch settings.
Yeah, you had to change the whole setting
and go and change it from that. In the previous games, you could just log into the game, go into settings, change the date that way.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. And so that's what threw me for a loop was the change in how to do that.
Right.
So
that's interesting. Yeah, I didn't know that. We definitely got into Animal Crossing pretty hard, like here during like quarantine, but to this day, I've yet to even like technically finish the game.
I've finished it. I think technically when you have to finish it is when you get KK Slide.
Yeah.
Onto the island, and then it shows the credits.
You get the credits and the
and to do that, your like island has to be like 3 stars or more. So, I got the 3 stars, and that's when he came on. Now, after completing the game, they came out with Happy.
Oh, the DLC?
Yes, the DLC.
The Happy Times super design something or other.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it wasn't until then that we could do more to you just don't get missions from Tom Nook like you are missions, but quests from Tom Nook. It's more now you can go work and design like a special island home for whoever you want to design a home for.
Which was crazy because I kind of thought that you were going to have more like in the actual game. For I don't know how, but for those who don't know like Animal Crossing at all, like the premise is that basically it's kind of the weirdest. I don't know. I can't play the game without thinking about it, but you're the only human that just shows up on an island full of animals, and then instead of
like actually, I even think you might be like world.
Oh, like in the world, like you might be the only human.
I'm not.
I mean, unless
I don't know.
Unless you're visiting other stranded, captured humans on their islands, you know.
I haven't really thought about that.
Yeah, it's nuts, and it's. But then, like Tom Nook's like, "Hey, we're gonna help you out, and we're gonna give you some stuff, but also, like the fees for those are insane. So you have to pay us back." And you're like, "What are you talking about? Like you captured me, and now I owe you money." You know?
There's a reason why people call Tom Nook the capitalist raccoon.
Dude, it is nuts, man. Eventually, like I found my way out of debt by selling pumpkins, like all day, every day.
Oh, for me, it's once I finish a collection in the museum.
Yeah.
Especially like the fossils.
Yeah.
Once you finish that, then you can just sell them all. Like get them assessed, and then just sell them off. And then, but I found a trick where if you wait until like after noon, like after 12 at noon, that's when and then go to Nook's Cranny, and then that's when the prices kind of are more when you sell things. So that's how I've kind of like saved.
Yeah.
And just grind on money.
I mean, it definitely seems like a good idea. Come on, camera. You're always messing with me here. Whee! Figure itself out. Yeah, it's definitely one of those things where I found that in the very beginning, I didn't actually get to start my island. It was actually my wife's island. And the funny thing is I bought the game for her so that she had something to do during quarantine. And then it backfired because like she talked about it so much that I was just like, all right, what is this all about? Like why is this so fun? Why is everybody talking about this game? So I made a character and I was just on her island. And then like, like every wonderful wife does, I got a small section of the island and was allowed to call it mine, And so I had a little house and I surrounded my house with pumpkins because I realized that I could plant one pumpkin and gain 3 pumpkin, as long as I waited, 3 days, 4 days or something like that. But then I could sell all those, and then I could sell the seashells and things from the beach and all that stuff, which was cool. But yeah, I never really got the full experience of starting the game and then having to just putz around for a while, which I guess like everybody says that like those who have played the game, they say the game doesn't really start until like you actually have money to do things with. Because like if the games you do something for like an hour and then it's like, all right, I'll wait till tomorrow.
Pretty much. And it's also when you start with the game, it is also interesting to see which 2 characters you start out with. So when you first start your island, you get 2 characters. Mine was Sly, which is like a camouflage, like orange camouflage alligator.
Cool.
And then Maria, who is like a superhero bunny.
What? That's awesome.
I still have Sly to this day.
Yeah?
I still have my one original islander that I started out with, and I love him. And every time he wants to leave, I'm like, no.
Oh, that's right, because people will try to leave the island.
Yes.
That's funny. I never let anybody ever leave.
I have, when there is characters that I don't like. Some people do things so that the character leaves.
Oh.
Some people will like trap them. Some people will just constantly hit them with the net. Yes, some people just hit the character with the net to kind of like force them to like let them know that you don't like them and that
that's awful.
Leave. It is.
But also, it's like, yeah, get off the island. Man.
I just don't talk to them for
You've
months.
Been voted off the island.
I just don't talk to them. That they say that like if you don't talk to them for however long,
right,
then they will eventually like leave.
Huh.
But I think they also said that there's a time frame of when you log in, that it's like 5 minutes or something like that. There should be somebody walking around your island thinking.
Ooh, okay.
And it's most of the time it's them wanting to leave.
Oh, is that what that is?
Most of the time, yes.
Wow, there was a lot of people thinking on my island.
Mine, and I keep telling her no, but it's always Coco. I adore Coco, and
you will remain here forever.
You will remain there. I also have 2 of the 3 octopuses.
Yeah.
I have Zucker and Marina.
Nice.
And I know everybody always ships them together. So once it's like one of those things, like when people find out that you have Zucker and Marina on your island as islanders, like they are jealous. I know some people are trying to find Marshall and Raymond.
So is that all like random?
Yes.
So you just got to kind of keep kicking people, and then eventually you'll come across.
Well, yeah, it's like, but also some people have preferences on how they want their island and the islander that they want on their island. Some people do like a whole like traditional Japanese. Some people go modern.
Right.
Some people have their aesthetics, and they have certain character that they want to fit their aesthetics. So,
nice. So let me ask you this: did you? Because it does seem to be there was like the way that I play it, and then there's like the way that you would see when you like Google the game. And there's like people who just kind of let their island be natural, filled with farms. Everybody's got their own houses, things are decorated, or whatever. And then there's those who just make it a full empire of one themed that like you walk in there and you're like, what? How did you even figure this out? You know what I mean?
At the current moment, my island is in a slow building process of trying to be something. I, despite having ADHD or ADD, whatever, sometimes I am creative. Sometimes, if not most of the time, I am not.
Yeah, dude.
When it comes to gaming, I am more, depending on the game, a natural person.
Yeah.
But I feel like with Animal Crossing, it's so cool to see different designs.
Yeah.
See how people make their island their island.
Absolutely.
And it's so cool. And I have a layout on my phone, like a design of like my island. And Shell Shocked has tried to help me. It's just with life, it's been kind of hard trying to get her to help me because I feel like is my creative other half.
Yeah, nice.
Like if I can't think of something, I go to her or her sisters and be like, hey, I need help. I am not creative at all at this moment. I can't think of nothing.
Yeah.
I need help. So that's usually they will step in and help me, and that's kind of like how my island is in the process of so I'm slowly moving my favorite islanders to a spot on my island where they all are gonna, like, kind of like a community, they're all gonna go,
so you gotta put them all together.
Yeah, instead of all spread out. That way it's all easy to see who's home, like who's wandering around the island and stuff like that. So it's so slowly,
yeah, of course,
work in progress.
I didn't choose where like everybody was. That was kind of like my wife's thing. But I did find that I couldn't make my house all one theme, so each room was entirely its own thing. So like you walked into the front door, and it still kind of makes me laugh because like it didn't, the like, what do they call it, like the feng shui of like the design of your house kind of thing, not in mine. You walk right in, it was like stone floor, right, with this like big hanging teapot in the middle of it with little pillows around it and everything, real like Japanese like flavor to it. It felt awesome. It was like a nice little tea room. And then you go to like the like left room, and it was just one big TV with a table in the middle with a switch, and then the wall was surrounded by fish tanks of sharks that I caught. And so I was like, yeah, dude, this is what I was like.
It's kind of like how my house is, where it's just like you walk in and it's like a traditional modern Japanese. Yeah. Like you got the tatami mats, like whatever. And then like you go into one room to the right, and it's like all of the like rattan like furniture.
Yeah.
That's that room. You go up to my room, and it's like you got two like futon, like where you lay on the ground. You got like the Nintendo Switch. You got like all the trophies in that room. That room is like a mess. Same thing with like the basement, where it's like the firework wallpaper. You got like the wheels that you can spin on, like in like the back. On my one wall, it's like some of like the portraits that some of the villagers, my islanders, gave me.
Oh, nice.
Because I was like, I also had a mission where I was like, in each, no matter if I didn't like them or not, I was going to get their portrait. And then I'm like, once I get them, then I'm like, okay, you can leave now.
Right.
So.
Well, I gotta bring out my pad of paper here because I gotta write notes down, because that does remind me, one of the hardest missions that drove me absolutely crazy while playing it, to the point where I decided I might not even attempt to even try to find them anymore, was the one where you would get, have I literally filled this whole book? No, okay, I'm just an idiot. There's is the one where you have to, the guy brings his boat to the back of your island.
Oh, Kepper? Oh no, Red.
Where he's selling art, and you have to determine which one's like real and which one's fake. And I find myself, I'm looking at this stuff and I'm like Googling like masterpiece arts and stuff and trying to like compare to my TV and my phone, and I'm like, okay, that kind of looks right. And then I'm like, oh no, the hand's slightly ajar, and then it's like, oh, you got it. And it's
with some
like,
of
how
that,
do people find this stuff out?
With some of that stuff, it's kind of hard, but I have found a website that I use all the time. And I'm gonna have to pull it up on my phone because I like Polygon something.
Oh, that sounds familiar. Because they have a list of like all of the arts and what to look for and everything.
Yeah.
It's I think I came across that.
Polygon.com. And yeah, it's the paintings, the statues, go to the top. And it tells you on how, and like you can search it by name if it shows, like if the artwork shows the name,
right.
Or sometimes you can just kind of just scroll and but it's hard. Some of them are like, I forget which ones, but some of them are going to be authentic. There is not going to be a fake.
Yeah, the thing was, wasn't it supposed to be that like one item in that
most of the time there is one that is going to be correct. I think I have found where when he comes to your island, and I think he has like 3 in it, I have found where all 3 are fakes.
Jeez.
No, is it 4? I think it's 4. I think it's 3 in the back and 1 in the front.
Yeah, and eventually he upgrades it. Or I think do you upgrade it?
You don't. I don't think you upgrade his boat, but you can visit. There's a point where you can visit all of them on Harvey's Island.
Oh yeah, that's
and
right.
That's where you can also then see him if he is not at your island.
Right. Yeah. See, that was I don't actually know how anybody would actually like do that organically. Like obviously, like we have the internet, we have the sites, we have the access to these things. We also have like people who also play the game and stuff. You just have conversations. But if you were just somebody who picked up the game and you were like the lonely gamer, like how you would even discover these differences organically without like having to like go to the library with your like Switch, which I mean, more power to you. That would be incredible. But at the same time, like, hey man, like,
yeah. I think it was hard for me. It took me a little bit when I first started the game and they introduced the art pieces.
Yeah.
It did take me because guilty. I have bought a few fakes thinking that they were the real ones.
Oh yeah.
I asked Shell Shock. I was like, "How do we?" Because you can't sell them. Like at Nook's Cranny, you can't sell any of the fakes.
Yeah, you just have them.
You just have them, and some people put them on full display on their island.
Yeah.
I bury them. Behind my house. So much
shame just burying it in a hole.
Behind my house. I asked Shell Shock. I was like, "What am I supposed to do?" She goes, "I got you." She goes behind my house in like the back of the island where no one goes, and just digs a hole and just buries them.
Just have a graveyard of like fake portraits and statues. That's amazing.
Well, I don't have very many because that's when I found the website.
Yeah,
and that's how
I would have just kept buying them and then not figured it out ever.
But it's kind of hard because it's just like every time I go to him, it's like something I already have.
Sure.
And it's just like, okay, I want new pieces. Give me new ones that I don't have, so that way I can donate it to my museum. Stop giving me ones that I already have.
Well, yeah, and for those who haven't played the game, the part that's frustrating about that is the sole fact that Animal Crossing works on a real life week schedule. So it's not like you're like, oh, he doesn't have it, I'll come back in a couple hours. It's Tuesday morning. He's at the island.
What Tuesday, he has is what he has.
And when Tuesday ends, you have to wait an entire real life week for him to come back.
Unless
so
you
if he
cheat.
Doesn't have it, yeah. Well, unless you cheat, yeah.
Go to your settings in your console.
But that was the same thing with like the pumpkin seed guy, the pelican that would show up.
Oh yeah.
I for the longest time I didn't know he had a quest line to him. I didn't know you were supposed to just beat the shit out of him with your net or whatever, and then he'll wake up.
Yep.
So for the longest time, I was like, oh, it's Friday. Today's the wasted day where the weird drunk pelicans just sleeping on the island.
Well, there's two. So you have regular.
Son of a what?
Yeah, you have the regular pelican. You have regular. I can't think of his name right now. Like Gallagher or something like that. It starts with a G.
Yeah.
I always just kind of skip over him. Even though if there is a thing where if you do his quests enough times, I think you get a golden shovel.
Yes, and you do, and I got it. And you have to find all these stupid little like circuit board things in the sand or whatever.
Yeah.
So for like hours, I'm just digging up mussels and stuff. Finding
So you have him, and then you have pirate.
What?
You have him as a pirate, so where you have to put on your like swim gear and you go swimming for his phone.
Yes, I did do that. I didn't know there was two separate.
It's I feel like the same bird,
just different persona.
Like because it's like you can't tell me that it's not like one's a sailor and then one's a pirate. Like,
yeah, I mean it's kind of the same field, but it's also like. It's like he just wakes up one day. You know what I bet it is? I bet he wakes up because he's always passed out. So he wakes up as a sailor and he goes to bed as a pirate. And he just passes out somewhere. Do you think he passes out on like every other, or like he's like, oh, he passed out on my island Tuesday, and then like somebody's like, yeah, well now he's on my island. He's like, man, that guy's got a problem.
I don't know, but it's just kind of funny because like with the pirate one, they just added an extra R.
Yeah,
they just added an extra R to his name, like, and it's just like trying to make it like it's a new one, and it's just like, is he though?
My name's Gallagher, and I'm Gallagher.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that. Did you ever? So there was like I saw it at one point during the lockdown where people were talking about making like quick money real fast kind of thing, and it was like capture like scorpions and then sell them. It was the worst, and like I would
them and tarantulas. I
would make that like little L pattern to like lock them in so that I could catch them on the other side, and then I learned about the Scorpion Island, and then I learned about the islands that you could get, like the Money Island, the ones full of like berries and bamboo, and and then like that was like my goal. Like I would do my stuff on my island, then I'd go over and I'd get the ticket. And then I'd sail out to a random island, and I would just do that for hours.
I always, in my inventory, whether it's at home or in my pocket, 10 Nook Mile tickets.
Ooh, okay.
And I usually only use them.
I would have saved a lot of time.
For to go, if like a villager leaves, I use it to go find another villager.
Yeah.
Until I find one that I like. I think you can also go to the happy like your work island.
Yeah.
And I think you can ask one of them, like if you see one that you like, I think you can ask one of them to be like, hey, you want to come live on my island? I think. Don't.
Hey, I just built you this super cool house. By the way, you want to come to my island?
Because I've done that to like the islanders that I have. I built them their like vacation home. I built some of them, not all of them, but even like past islander that I had that showed up on the island.
Yeah,
I built them, some of them, their dream vacation.
That's amazing. So let me ask you this then, since we've been talking about the game, stupid brain, Animal Crossing. Coffee. I know, I'm working on it. I just like crawled out of bed. This is how I operate. I just follow the dopamine, let ADHD run my life. But Animal Crossing, we've all played it. It was huge during COVID, right? This is a lot of us still very, very much like play this game. You know, you get in that mood,
not
you jump
all the time,
in there. Well, not all the time, but yeah, it's still like active, you know? So what do you think, like, what do you think of that is about Animal Crossing that draws us all to it? Because when you really boil it down, it's just like work. You know what I mean? Like there's like some gratifications and stuff, but you're waking up and then you're cleaning up your island, you're grabbing seeds, you're selling stuff, you're doing stuff. So like, what is it? Come on, camera. So what is it about this game that like draws us all to this like world?
I think it might be like the creativity that is like the free creativity that they give people to do. Like there's so many decorations that items that you can buy, that you can collect. There's just so many ways I feel like that people can use them and express as to what's on their mind, what all ideas are in their head. Is another way for them to get it out.
Yeah.
I just feel like there's so much free creativity that you can accomplish.
Absolutely.
And I think that's definitely, and I feel like with some people, like if you played it from when it was on the DS, the GameCube,
the like Wii, the OG times,
then it's just, especially with me, even though I haven't really completed all those, it's just the nostalgia.
Absolutely.
Of just, especially when it came out during COVID, when everybody went into quarantine, and it's just a lot of people pre-ordered. I pre-ordered the game. Like, I don't pre-order games very often, but that one, like, it was like as soon as I knew that there was going to be a new Animal Crossing, pre-ordered. Like,
1,000%.
And I just feel like it's nostalgia, along with the free creativity that is presented in Animal Crossing than most other games that you play.
Yeah. It really does give you the freedom to work at your own pace, but also to be as creative as you want to be. At the same time, like it doesn't really give you the restrictions besides, hey, you can't maybe do this because you don't have enough bells. And then you're like, okay, well now my next goal is to find a way to make these bells. And they give you multiple like opportunities to find and create and build and everything. It's awesome. It really is nice. I do enjoy it. I will say I am hoping that they make another one at some point, because I would love to like buy I want to get another Switch just so I can then play it.
I don't know why I don't fact check me or any of this.
Doing it.
I don't know
why. Says it's happening, so you heard it here first.
I feel like I've heard like in the rumor mill. Sorry,
I've heard the same thing.
I think with the Switch 2, they might. I'm not sure.
Oh, good.
I'm not sure.
I thought you were going in the other direction, because I've heard both sides, but I've also heard that they were just not making another one, and I was like, well, that's bullshit. It's like it's such a good game. Like, there's no way they're not going to make another one. Because
if you really think about it, with most other Nintendo, because it being a Nintendo game, it has been on almost every console, minus the Switch OLE. The
what?
The big screen Switch, like that came after the original Switch, the OLD.
Oh, I didn't know there was another one.
Yeah, it's like a bigger screen, bigger kickstand.
Oh. So it's the same thing. It's just a larger.
Yeah, it's just the Nintendo Switch.
So it's like when you bought like the DS and the DS Lite and the
Yeah, pretty much. But and like the GameCube, they put out an Animal Crossing. Nintendo DS, they brought out an Animal Crossing Wii. Animal Crossing. So I think it's like almost every new Nintendo console, there is a new Animal Crossing. It's just been so long. Because the last Nintendo console was the Wii?
Yeah, the Wii U, I think. Right?
Like Wii U, they were around the same.
It was the Wii console.
And then there was nothing else after.
Yeah.
Until they came out with the Switch.
Yeah, you're right. Wow.
Way
to go, Nintendo. Damn. Get your shit together.
and then you get like game consoles like PlayStation and Xbox, who like almost every year come out with a new game console, and like everybody goes nuts. But like I think most people went nuts when Nintendo came out with the Switch, and not everybody's a PlayStation or Nintendo or PlayStation or Xbox person.
Right.
And because I feel like those consoles, when they first come out, they are so much money.
Yeah, they really are.
But then when you get a Nintendo game system, it is so much cheaper.
Yeah.
Than what the other two are. But I recently saw on TikTok, I think they're
R.I.P. TikTok. I mean, if it's gone by this time.
I think the new Switch 2, even though there has been leaks of what it's going to look like and stuff like that, I think there's a leak of how much it's going to be, and I think it's like almost $500 maybe.
I mean, it's still cheaper than a PS5, which took. See that the thing with you said, bringing out the new like console and everything, it was cool, but like, I agree, it was way more affordable. Like the PS5, just getting a hold of a PS5 was ridiculous. I didn't even get mine.
You want to know something funny?
A year later. I know what you're gonna say, and yours is ridiculous.
My brother,
son of a, oh my god, I'm so upset about
off of a cereal box sweepstake, won a PlayStation 5, and I think he did it again with a cereal box and got the Xbox.
What?
I believe, yes. I think with both of those game systems, I think the luck was on his side. But I definitely know that it was a PS5. I know. I would have that double check with him, but I'm pretty sure also with the Xbox.
That's ridiculous.
That he won off of a sweepstake.
He needs to go play the lottery. Seriously, it's gonna be set for life. You just open up a box of, I don't know, Crispios. I don't know what the hell cereals are. I don't know, man. I don't know. And you're just like, well, look, a box top. I'll just throw that one in there, and then bam, PS5. Well, the rest. Well,
no, it wasn't off of a box top.
It was the cereal sweepstakes thing, but yeah, it's.
Yeah.
So
when he told me that, I was like, "What?"
It's a real like jump from like the Christmas Story when you just get the little encrypted thing that says drink your Ovaltine, and you're like, oh great.
Yeah, I think I was just like, so when I tell people that story, they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, true story.
Dude, I know. You told me that while I was streaming, and I was like, this is bullshit, because I was like talking about how hard it was to get the PS5, and now that I have it, like they've announced PS6, and I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, most of us just got this thing.
When he got the PS5, him and his girlfriend brought up the PlayStation 4, and that is what I play off of. So like once they got that, they kind of gave me the PlayStation 4, which I don't mind. I mean, I don't play it as often as most people because like most of the game, I don't have the funds to buy most of the games.
They're not cheap.
They're really not. And like I'm barely paying my I'm having I don't want to say barely, but it's just like most of my paycheck goes to bills.
100%. As soon as that is life. That is life, and it's definitely kicks you when you're down and stuff.
And then that extra money, I gotta make it last until either my next paycheck and use it for like gas and other essential life things other than games. Listen, which I mean, would love to get, but
some of us try to make a little extra money by like doing dumb things like starting podcasts and streaming and helping and wanting for sponsors. What's up, sponsors? How we doing, Celsius? Because one day I'll be able to say this episode is brought to you by, and then I can say like, I don't know, like Better Help or MeUndies or whatever's all over the
Fruit of the Loom,
and or that cereal box company. It's great. I'll get it. I'll eventually.
You'll get there. I'm so proud of you. Where you from?
I'm proud of me too. I feel like that sounds egotistical, but I didn't think I would get.
I'm also proud of like the community that you have built. Like all of the people who jump in.
I appreciate it. I don't even think it's just me. I think it's like all like you. So those who don't fully know, like Sillyfrog is one of my mods and probably like I made the joke at the beginning, but you are like definitely one of the best. You're there all the time. You're taking care of like the chat.
Noah.
And, yeah, Noah. Get wrecked.
JK, love you. Proud of your job. Proud of what you're doing.
Noah just gets so much hate on here, and then the episode comes out, and he's like, "What the fuck?"
Proud of what you're doing.
Yeah, Noah's amazing. Noah, honestly, like Noah has hit that like mama bird stage right now, because Noah's taught me like everything that has to do with like all the tech and stuff, except how to get this damn camera to constantly work for me. It's become my trope.
It's really funny when you had to do it on the stream.
I swear to God. Yeah. Come on, camera. There we go. Jesus. And he's like, I'll come over and I'll fix it for you. And I was like, all right. And then
it's like, dude, where are you?
But he's so busy all the time, which is not a bad thing. Like he's
saving lives.
Dude, oh my God, he's a healthcare hero. You hear that, everyone? Get out there, Noah. But it's just
Noah and your wife. Yeah. Wifey, love you.
There's so much where like there is like he's taught everything that I know to do this stuff, and now like I've grasped it, and I can just do all this stuff without having to like text him every other day. And so now like he's at that mama bird stage where he's just like, he doesn't need me anymore. And I'm like, oh no,
I still need you.
You wait. I'll buy something new, and then and I'll hit one weird button, and I'm like, hey bud, so I'm supposed to stream in 15 minutes, and it's not working. So
like, hey bud, the mic's working, or the stream's on, but I can't hear me. They can't hear me.
Oh my God, for like the longest time, I couldn't even get my. I just recently have been able to hear alerts and stuff, which now I'll be adding sound bites and stuff, because now I can confidently say like, oh, okay, now I can actually hear these things when people do them and stuff. But it's something else. But I'll tell you what, he's played a couple of the cozy games. I'm trying to get him into some more of the cozy games. He started playing Cult of the Lamb, which is a game that I have found to be so unbelievably entertaining. That's actually a
game that I've seen gameplays of it, but I think it wasn't until you started playing it that I was like, okay, I'm going to get this game. I'm going to try it. And then after I downloaded it, it was like a game that I would play nonstop.
Yeah, well, and according to that, like I played it first, but then you beat it first.
Well, I don't want to say beat. I haven't beat it. On one of my profiles, if not both. No, the one profile I beat the one who waits.
Yeah.
He's now part of my cult.
Yep, me too.
So now I got to go back and defeat the bishops, because they're all of them again, because they're in like limbo.
Yeah.
And you got to go and defeat them all again, and then
they're way harder now.
Don't tell me that. I haven't.
Well, like the levels, like you go in and they're just like, you're like, oh, like the game's like, oh, you've made it this far. We're not holding your hand anymore. And they're like, we're just gonna kick the shit out of you now, and you're just gonna have to deal with it.
And then my other profile, I still have to unlock the one who waits. Each time I get so close to having the followers that I need, they just drop like flies. I'm like, what? I was so close, and you all have to freaking get old and die.
Yeah, that's how it was on so our streaming profile. We still have 2 more bishops to beat, but like I think that one game we got like 6 new followers, but 7 followers died of old age, and I'm like, how do you like? I'm trying to build this, and it's like
it almost seems like you have to use the one necklace that expands their life.
Yeah.
Because I actually do that with the ones that I marry.
Oh, nice.
To that way, because like I don't want you to die so soon. I wanted you to live past how long you're supposed to live.
Yeah.
But they still, I mean, they'll still like get old and they still die. But it's just like
it takes longer.
Yes.
Yeah,
I've been like 2 times.
I find those who like will get their like what is it called, like their following level or whatever up like higher, And then when they die, I just use the resurrection ritual and I'll bring them back. But in our stream game, I thought it would be funny to like name some of the
Thanks for cursing me.
Yeah, it's like, so we get like new followers, and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna make them people from the chat, and then I'm like, and I get attached to these people, and then like your little one comes over, is like, can you curse me and then murder me at night? And I'm like, what?
Can you sacrifice me at night? And then
Viking wanted to get murdered and sacrificed,
but he didn't get cursed though. You brought him back to life.
Yeah, you got fully cursed.
I got you killed, like you sacrificed me, and then you cursed, and then I got cursed. I'm like, of all the people that could have gotten cursed, like what?
Yeah.
Why couldn't have been you, Viking? Like, come on.
Oh, it was ridiculous. But we saved you.
And that was soon it'll be Pitbrawl's turn.
Yeah, eventually Pitbrawl is gonna pick something, and
it's coming for you, Pitbrawl.
And we have Xanderdog on there. Xanderdog's doing he hasn't done anything weird on his yet. But yeah. He'll probably ask to be sacrificed or eat poop or something, you know. But it's such a dark but very goofy and cozy like game, and I love it. I love everything about it. It's fantastic.
I haven't played, so the only time I have been playing it is when you and I, like when you play it on Mondays, and
we have our Monday get together stream.
That's like the only time I play it. Otherwise, I'm on Stardew.
Yeah.
Since the 1.6 update came out, I have been nothing but almost playing it all the time.
Well, I definitely want to talk about that a lot, because that's the one that I have very little experience with it. So the first thing what I'm going to be doing is this next like week or two is I got to get a new cord. It's everything with this streaming is like, if you want to do this, you got to get another cord. It's the plethora of like fire hazards that I've got going on over here is ridiculous. I've got every outlet is wired to something in here using like to keep anything in here like operational. But I want to get it so that our Monday morning conversations are not just going through my like controller. Like I wanted to get it to go through the stream because they're so fun and entertaining. I love them. But when we finish Cult of a Lamb, I'm going back into Stardew, and Stardew is something I tried organically. It was actually the very first game that I streamed. Like as soon as the day one that I was just doing a test to see how stream would work, I was playing Stardew. And I need a coach.
Stardew, I actually got introduced by Shell Shocked.
What?
Shell Shocked actually introduced me to that game.
Shell Shocked is in the background.
So most of the
Shell Shocked to the front. Where are you, Shell Shocked?
Most of the things that I have gotten into, I know I'm out of coffee too.
Out of coffee.
Most of the things that I have gotten into, like gaming, anime, K-pop.
Ooh, K-pop's great.
Is because of Shell Shocked.
Hang on, I don't want to sound like an idiot. Is BTS K-pop?
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
Yes. For those who don't know, K-pop is Korean pop music. A lot of groups have their different internationality, or like international, not nationality, national popular.
Yeah, like popularities and stuff.
Popularity. BTS, so happens that they were hit
huge in America.
Here in America, to where like I think their first live performance was on the American Music Awards.
Oh, really?
The AMAs.
Wow.
They did DNA. And that was their introduction into, I don't want to say introduction, but it was their first American performance.
Sure.
Was back in, I think it was 2017.
Yeah.
At the AMAs, and they did their song, one of their popular songs at the time that just came out was DNA.
Nice.
And I think that is the song that Michelle that Shell Shock. Oops.
Oh, ouch you. Now people know your name.
Sorry, love you. That introduced me into BTS and other K-pop artists. And then from there, I've just kind of discovered on my own, like BTS. I was the first group that I've watched previous videos and learned who was who.
Oh, okay.
Because which each comeback they call it their return to me, like they always have their style kind of changes.
Nice.
Like whether it's hairstyle or like hair color or whatever. So it took a little bit to, depending on the video, especially when they first started back in like 2013. And so like watching their older ones, it's just, and to even now, it's just so cool to see how they grew up, like body change and all that, and just their music careers is how well they've have broadened their just their like their
music and
their music and all that. Like Suga, like he has produced music for the group themselves, plus for other artists. He has been in I don't know if you know the artist Max. He was in Rags.
Okay.
The Nickelodeon movie.
Yeah.
And then has become a artist himself.
Fantastic.
So Max and Suga, they made a song together called Blueberry Eyes. And it's just so cool to see the different artists here in America and whatnot, and like wherever that they've done music with.
Yeah. I mean, they're definitely pretty incredible, and they're definitely something that if you watch like their music videos or choreography and stuff, it truly is some of the most interesting and not intriguing, but like you get invested like really, really fast. And it's very, very cool.
It's like they're like over there, it is so vastly different than what it is here and anywhere across the like.
Well, they say doing like the dances, the choreography, being like a pop star or whatever is one of the most difficult like jobs, whereas like here it seems very luxurious. It's very, like, oh, you do your thing kind of thing, but over there it's very strict. Like, you do not mess up, like you get this shit done.
It's also one of those things like they get accused of like almost all the groups, even BTS is a victim. Like, I don't want to say victim, but they get accused of lip syncing. And at times it can seem, but other times they prove themselves that they are not lip syncing. Like EXO is one group, though their vocals and their range in tones and stuff is so good. Like, you would not think that they were capable of hitting the notes that they can hit. Even the rapping over there is so like, people have compared Suga and Eminem as to how fast they rap. And Suga is, don't fact check me, but I have looked it up myself, but some people have said that Suga can be faster than Eminem. But it is proven that Eminem is just slightly faster than Suga. So it's just so cool to see what artists and like just how they've become. And just
it is amazing. It is amazing. And I would like encourage anyone to like just check out. I mean, they've even made a couple of documentaries and stuff, not like just specifically with like BTS, but with just like the pop, the culture and everything. Now BTS right now is on tour, not musically, but in the military.
Some of them, I think I looked at it, and I think for some of them they've only been in there for a year and a half. Normally it's a 2-year military service, like mandatory 2-year service for the men in South Korea.
Yep.
But I think I remember that there's something being passed for BTS as to like not being an exception, but even other artists, like other groups, like they, despite how well they are doing, they still need to do the mandatory service. Like there is no exception. I remember that was something being passed for like about a BTS law or something like that.
There's definitely something that keeps them from being like exempt just because they're popular or because they like, you know, dance on a stage or something.
But I do believe right now 2 members are out already, maybe 3.
Yeah.
So I think 2 more are still in there, but I'm pretty sure like almost all of them are still in there. I know Jin is out. I believe J-Hope is out. I'm not sure if like RM or Suga is out. I would have to look it up.
You know, I do kind of wonder if any of them are like gamers at all, or if they just kind of stick to what they have to.
I believe from some documentaries that I have seen, Jungkook.
Yep.
And I think V. I know some of them do play video games. Like...
See, I do love when like an artist can be like also a super nerd, like Sleep Token. There was a couple pictures and stuff. I'm sure it was staged for just the entertainment purposes and stuff, but they were on a big tour right now, and their tour came to wrap. And at the, I think it was like one of their last tour dates or so, Vessel, the lead singer, they had one of the elevated stages come up, and there was one of the stage crew, and he was like wearing the iconic mask and everything, and he was just like pops up in front of the stage, and he's like holding a switch or something, and he was just like looking at it, and then he hands it to Vessel, and Vessel's like, you gotta do this, and then they're like playing the game or whatever, and then he gives back, and he's like, right.
There are actually, I know, like Megan, I believe, why do I want to say Megan Trainor?
Megan Trainor's awesome. Megan Trainor, side note here, did you know that Megan Trainor is married to that damn Spy Kids kid?
Yes.
That blows my mind.
That I didn't know.
Every time I say it.
I do know. I believe it might be Megan Trainor or another popular artist where when they are on tour, and they're like getting ready for rehearsal or something. I know it's I can't remember off the top of my head, but they'll pop a video game up on like the big screen.
Oh, nice.
And play, I think, like Mario Kart.
Hell yeah.
I can't remember who, but I feel like it might be Megan Trainor, if not like some group like maybe it might be Big Time Rush or something like that. Yeah. I can't remember who, but I know like some popular artists that like when they're on tour and like during rehearsals, they'll just pop on.
Hell yeah. I would do that. I would do that all the time. I think I'd probably forget to do the show and just play my game. Well, so there was PAX Unplugged just happened. Yep. I guess by the time this episode comes out, PAX Unplugged came out was last week, and it was pretty awesome. Everyone had a big old great time, but I do want to shout out Control at Quinn had a panel. We know some other of those who were in the streaming world who have made their way over to PAX Unplugged. And with PAX Unplugged, unfortunately, I did not get to make it this year. I'm hoping to go next year, though. I think it will be kind of fun, though. I want to get, for next year, I think I want to get a group together to go. And I think, because events like that, like conventions and stuff, I feel like are way more fun to go as like a big group or so. And I know that you have done a couple conventions.
I have.
So, my goodness.
I know.
What's going on today?
I don't know.
This is like that Tom episode. Dear God, Tom, what the hell did you do to this room? Oh my God. But you also love conventions. So you've done a couple of them this year, right?
Yes.
The last one being Colossal Con, I think. Yeah. How'd you like that?
It was definitely, this year was definitely different because we normally stay at the Kalahari Resort.
Right.
This year it was a little different because we stayed at the Great Wolf. So we kind of had to do a little commuting from the Great Wolf to the Kalahari. I think this year, like, so next year we're gonna be definitely staying at the Kalahari.
Nice.
It's just something about staying at the hotel where the convention is at.
Right.
Then in a hotel that the convention is not at.
Yes.
It's completely different because if you're at, like, when we go to the Kalahari, if there's a panel that we want to go to but no one else wants to go, they can stay up in the room, and whoever wants to go to the panel can just go down to the panel, and everybody else can do their own thing.
That is convenient.
Especially going to, like, Artist Alley, the dealer room. It's just right downstairs. Right. All you got to do is just take an elevator and go get what you want to get, and then go right back up to your room.
See, I think that would be way better, especially for like multiple days at like one convention. Because we last year when we went to PAX Unplugged, myself and Noah, we got burnt out real fast. We got there, we were excited. We drove the whole way instead of taking the train. But awesome us because we're cool. But we're both old, man. We're getting that we're not like, this isn't high school anymore, man. Like, it's been a while. So, walking around all day we're excited to see things. We're standing in line. We're talking to, people. We've bought a bunch of things. I became even more of a dice goblin than I've ever been before. And like, I'm a big fan of like pins. I don't know why. It's not like a weird fascination. If I see a cool pin, like, I have to buy it. But the thing is, like, I don't have anywhere to put pins. I just have pins. So I have this flag over here that I just keep putting pins on, and eventually I'm going to need another flag. But, like, it's one of these things where we got burnt out so fast because and then we had to force ourselves to eat because we're so excited to see everything.
That's another thing.
We keep forgetting to eat. It's like,
that's another thing with the Kalahari. Like, you can, like, leave, like, a room, and, like, in the same area they have, like, an area where you can get food if
so
you need something to eat. Otherwise, in the same hotel there are like 4 restaurants in the hotel, and you can just go to one of them. And each time that it's like the convention week, each restaurant does a different themed, like, for the restaurant. Like, one year the one restaurant did Avatar. One year, I mean, I think it was like this year, they did Scooby-Doo. Like, each restaurant does a different theme. Like, one restaurant did Naruto. The same next year they did My Hero. The one year they did Mario. Okay. So it's just it's cool to see the different themes that they do, that they get into being there at the like, they are more, like, they're so welcoming.
Right.
Like, they don't have to put a theme in the restaurant. They don't have to. But I just think it's so cool that, like, you can go to the convention and a restaurant is, like, themed out. Like, even the workers can, I think, are allowed to, like, cosplay.
Cool.
I think. I know some of them have, like, one restaurant, they've dressed themselves in these, like, some of the Scooby-Doo outfits.
That would be awesome.
So it's just kind of cool, like, when you go to a hotel and they're hosting a, like, convention, like anime convention or whatever. And it's also so cool to see how well people do cosplays.
Yeah.
It is. And, like, just how, like, sometimes it could not be me, how body confident some people are in the cosplay that they are doing.
Sure.
Like, there's cosplays, like, I see and I'm like, good for you, girl. Like, good for you, dude. Like, could not be me, but proud of you for, like, pulling, like, could not be me pulling it off. Like, I just, like, nope. Like, not me, but, like, good for you.
Yeah.
But it's just, like I said, it's just so cool. Like it's just also different being in the same hotel because, like I said, like if someone wants to go do something, and like you can go do it, but other people like at the Kalahari, they have like a whole floor of just arcade games.
Nice.
Like just decked out in like arcade games, like claw machines. Like there's even like a 8-course mini golf course inside there, like glow, like black light, like golf course.
Oh, I want to do that.
They have like a couple escape rooms.
What is this place? This place is awesome.
It's a Kalahari resort.
This is awesome.
They and like this floor and like this arcade, and then it leads into the water park.
All right.
Where this and it has like a wave pool. It's got like the surf. It's got like 2 to 3 water slide areas.
Yeah.
Like it's fun for all ages. Like you don't have to be a kid.
It's fun for all ages.
It's fun for everybody. Like no matter where you go, there is a bar for the adults.
Nice.
Like you can go like there's a outside there's a swim up to bar that even in the indoor there is a swim up to bar where it's in heated water. And you can go outside and still be nice and toasty. I mean, even though it's cold.
I gotta say, you're really selling this for me. I kind of want to do this now.
We have fun every year, and I keep trying to get my brother to come up. I told him, like, even if you come up for a day, because he is kind of like me, and like most of us, we're not too big of a fan of like big crowds.
Yeah, me neither.
But like, if we all go together, then it's not that, and especially when we buddy.
Yep.
Or even like. There's a third wheel, or I don't want to say third wheel, but like there's like a threesome, like 3 people buddies.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, you know when you go to conventions and you just have the whole threesome thing going on. I mean,
things happen at conventions that stay at conventions.
That's right.
People like get hotel room, like they book the hotel rooms, and then there's some that are called the party room where people go and party, and it's just like all the more power to you, but like. Honestly, we're not young enough anymore to where like we get so like we'll look at the schedule and like we'll see like that there's a rave, like they call it a dance, but like everybody calls it a rave. Like come on, we
all know what's going on,
but they got to call it a dance.
Yeah, you got to find. And
like we get so excited for it, and like then like it's like 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
and we're like, does anybody want to go to the rave? No. Okay, good night.
Like 100%.
Like we're like in bed that next couple hours. Like we're in bed. Like we're too tired.
Yep.
Going down to the convention into like there's a couple like some panels we'll go to, but like we're mostly like browsing like the artist alley or the dealer room.
100%.
Because there's so much, and like the dealer room is not like
it's just full of dealers.
It's big. But like not
to get you ready for the rave.
Like it's the dealer room can be like pretty big, but like some of them can have like the same stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, can we get like new dealer people in here so where it's not the same stuff?
Yeah.
But then there's like so many other cool dealers in there where like is it in dealer? I know there's one where it's like plexiglass. And it's just like, and it's art, and it's just like, it's so cool. And I get it for the price, like almost $80 for like one.
Yeah.
But like the art is so phenomenal. And it's like, you see like your favorite characters, and it's just like, do I love that character enough to get them like painted on plexiglass for $80?
If it's a Starion, yeah, I would.
But like I've seen like I found like Inuyasha characters.
Yeah.
I found Naruto characters, and I'm just like, okay, well, there's Sasuke, there's one husbando, there's Kakashi, there's another husbando. Mm-hmm. Like use all your favorite, and it's just like maybe next year.
Got to get that guy sensei. His big, massive, bushy brow, like all of his glory.
But yeah, it's just really cool.
Wow. I feel like this whole episode, if you watch on YouTube, is just me reaching for the camera.
And just me in the background going,
just like, your signature. Get in here. I'm telling you, I want to go. I think I'm gonna try to. I might like my goal this year.
Even if you're going for a day, because like the hotel room at the Kalahari, it's pricey.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's also worth it at the same time because like when you don't want to go to the convention, there is so many other things to do, like there that like you won't be bored.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like I kind of wish that like my kids were much older at this point. Just so that like I'm at that point like where I want to bring my kids into like the interests of my life, but I also still want to be able
There's
to
people who bring their babies in strollers.
And that's the thing. Like I enjoy like introducing my kids to all these things, but at the same time, like I also enjoy being able to have that freedom to fully enjoy what I'm like there to do. And like I understand like the kids are not going to appreciate it as much as I am because this is the thing that I've chosen to go to. It'd be the same thing if they were like, oh, we're going to the Bluey house. I'd be like, yeah, man. I mean, that's pretty cool, but like, I'm not into it as much as you are because that's not my thing. It's your thing. So like, we're only just getting into like animes with my kids, and so we've started the Naruto journey. We went all the way back. And
you gotta go all the way back. If you start at Shippuden and like you're nuts.
Oh my god, we went all the way back, and I forgot number one, how many filler episodes there are. Number two, they're going to be like 29 by the time we catch up. Like it's going to be ridiculous.
I'm not even caught up.
No, me neither.
Like, and I'm almost 30, and I'm not even. And I've been watching Naruto. Like Naruto came out on like what 2000s. Like
I don't know. I was first introduced to Naruto
when it was on Cartoon Network.
Yep. Yeah, had those the tsunami.
Tsunami.
What do you call them?
Robot like Tom.
Yeah, but it was like the marathons.
Yeah.
And so it was like,
that's also how I got introduced to Sailor Moon. Like,
oh yeah,
was when it was on Cartoon Network on Tsunami, and it was not the Japanese, like from not from Japan, but like when they had to change the names of some of the characters.
Oh,
yeah. So if you go into Crunchyroll, they have Sailor Moon with her original, like the character with their original Japanese name.
Do they change them because we're idiots and can't pronounce them?
I don't know, but I know that in the U.S. when it got brought over to U.S., they had to change some of the names. So like Usagi turned into Serena.
God. All right.
I think, and like I think they had to change Sailor Venus's first name a little bit, and Jupiter's first name. I can't think of their names at the current moment.
I feel like that's like if you were to try to Americanize like Naruto, and you're like, oh, Sasuke is really hard to say, so we'll like name him Frank or something.
But for Sailor Mercury, in Japan, her name is Ami. AMI. But in US, it's Amy. And I think it's it's like a slight change, but like not slight at all. Like Ray, I think they kept it the same. So Sailor Mars, they kept. I think they kept her name the same.
That is interesting. I never I've seen like a couple episodes, but I never got into it.
Mamoru's.
Yeah.
So Tuxedo Mask changed it to Darien.
These are great. That's awesome.
And then I can't. What did they change? Rini, Sailor Chibi Moon.
Yeah.
Instead of Chibi Usagi, it's Rini.
Such a.
Is in the U.S.
Who made these calls? Honestly, it's who was like, oh, nobody's gonna be able to get this.
It's so funny seeing like how U.S. changes things from his original. Like if you look at Yu-Gi-Oh cards, they changed some of the cards for the religious purposes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And even nudity. And some of if you look at the original Japanese Yu-Gi-Oh cards,
yeah,
and compare it to
Like the today's stuff.
The US Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Like some of the ones with weapons, they had to take the weapons out.
What?
Some of the ones were in like the Japanese, where it's like the original like full nudity.
Mm-hmm.
They had to cut in the US. They covered the parts. They put like they chained and like there's one where it's like a reoccurring like angel.
Yeah.
They took away the halo.
That's man. Yeah, that feels kind of on par, to be honest. It feels like something. Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean they did a lot of the same thing with like Dragon Ball Z and
by the way, I hate the fandom.
Yeah, there was
don't come at me, but that's my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't like the Dragon Ball Z fandom. I don't like I do not like Dragon Ball Z. Period.
Well, that's the end of our episode.
Like it's my opinion, and that's how.
No, I mean it's definitely not for everyone. I think it was. It's definitely like I wouldn't say it's like an acquired taste, but like you have to be just really into. Like it is the most aggressively masculine, like angry. Like I mean, okay, the whole premise of this, right, is Goku is definitely the worst father in the world, right?
Shao Tucker's the worst, absolute worst. Dude, if you've seen Full Metal Alchemist, like Shao Tucker, you do not deserve Father of the Year. Like you do not deserve anything. You do not deserve number one. It's one
of those like references. Like you see it like on a shirt or something. Like I've seen the crossover. Yeah, the fusion thing, and people see it and they're like, "Oh."
I'm like, shame on you.
I almost bought that shirt that day.
Like, despite Goku being like a bad dad,
yeah, he's terrible.
But Shao Tucker, I think, takes the cake.
Yeah, at least, I mean, Goku does kind of try to experiment a little bit on his kid, but like not in like he builds him up.
No one turns their dog and daughter into a one being.
I fully understand and agree with you.
Like everyone gets emotional and that like you get so attached to these people. Yeah. And it's just like, and then the big major thing happened and it's just like, you suck.
It's awful. It definitely. Well, so did you watch Full Metal Alchemist and then watch Brotherhood, or did you watch Brotherhood for like?
So I think how you do it is you post to watch Full Metal Alchemist first.
Yeah.
And then you watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Yeah. So Brotherhood's still the one I need to watch.
I think Brotherhood is the complete.
Yeah. Oh, and they change a couple of the characters. Like, I don't know if it's their design or whatever, but I know like, what is it? The shit. What do they call themselves? Like you have like Gluttony and
Homunculus.
Yeah. So like I know that their like design changes a little bit and like their character like arc or whatever. Like, but like I heard like basically the first like half on either side are both pretty relatively the same. But it's until you get to like the end that the outcomes are different.
Yeah.
But did you see on Netflix they made 2 or 3 of the live action Full Metal movies?
Will not watch them.
Okay, you know what? I agree with you. But
any I live action animes or shows awful. that anime that got turned into a live action, I will not watch.
Yeah, good call. But it's
even One Piece. I have not.
Oh, okay. Now hold on.
Shell Shock has tried to get me to watch it, and I just cannot. And
I will say
some people also like the Avatar: The Last Airbender series.
Nope.
I do not. Even Saya has watched it, and I can't recall if she liked it or not, but I saw bits and pieces of it, and I'm just like, nope, bye.
Yeah, no thanks.
I cannot.
I couldn't. I definitely couldn't do like. But I agree with you. Like the live action versions of even like Bleach. Animes. I didn't watch that one.
I can't watch.
Wait, the anime Bleach or the live action?
Live action.
Okay,
I am currently in the process of rewatching, but like not rewatching Bleach at the same time. Like I've seen episodes of like up to a point in Bleach.
Yeah.
But I've had to numerous times go back and rewatch it from season 1, episode 1, and
season 1 is incredible.
Just watch it because there's so many things that I forgot.
Yeah.
That I know are important in later
like
seasons.
Yeah.
So
yeah, absolutely. I 1000% agree. I have not watched the live action of Bleach, though the One Piece live action, they did a damn good job. And
so that's what I've heard. But
they had people who were like, "Hey, if we're gonna do this, we're doing it correct," and they put the money in. And I think what they did so well with this is that not only did they made it a show instead of a movie.
Yeah.
So you're not trying to get 1,000 episodes into 2 hours, right? And then they took the first season and they took just the major plot points and they turned that into a 10 part season. And I think each episode's like an hour long or whatever, but it is like they did it well. They took their time. The writers stuck to the material. Like they actually did a damn good job.
I know my brother has watched all of
One Piece.
I believe he has watched all.
Get the hell out of here!
I believe so. I believe he has watched all of One Piece.
So much.
I know. Can't remember if he's watched all of Dragon Ball plus the abridged versions.
The abridged versions are funny.
He has showed me some of them, and I will admit they are kind of funny.
They are so funny.
I will admit those are funny.
Vegeta karate chops the kids. And he's like, I'm a way better father than Goku. So good, man.
But I think my brother has watched all of One Piece.
Yeah, that is.
And I'm like, all the more dedication to you, my bro.
Oh my god, we've started. The kids and I have started watching One Piece, and we've made it. We tried watching like organically through the first season, and I've realized that I don't have enough time anymore as like an adult to fully sit down and watch like the main episodes with filler episodes and kind of like moving through all of that. So we watched a couple of like there's like the movie that kind of sums up the first like I don't know, some odd amount of like 30 episodes or something like that. And then there's like the show that picks up like the major plot points and stuff. And so we're kind of working our way through that, which we're definitely skipping a lot because it's not the original.
For me, it's always been hard to pinpoint filler episodes because I feel like at some points.
Well, One Piece doesn't have a whole lot of filler episodes.
I'm saying like especially with Naruto. Naruto has so many, but I also feel like they are also important.
Yes.
As well, like
I think they're only fillers because they're their own thing.
Yeah,
like it'll be multiple episodes, but it's its own.
I also feel like they're also important because I think later on the characters who are part of those filler episodes do make an appearance eventually, like either in later episodes or in later seasons. And you're just like, if you completely skip the filler episodes and like you're watching an episode where this character comes in and it's just like, okay, what is like? I'm sure you're probably wondering like, where did you come from? No,
1,000%, and I fully agree because I remember in the in like the original like Naruto there was points where you were introduced to the long scarfed individual of Konohamaru and like so many filler episodes revolve around Naruto and Konohamaru, but as you like approach into like the older years, like Konohamaru's all grown up and like doing his own
shorter.
Yeah, it's shorter, but he's also just like he's kind of come into his own, and the relationship that these two characters have are so much more strong because of like the filler episodes from the beginning. So if you were to just skip all of those episodes and be like, well, why the hell are these guys such good friends? And you're like, well, you've missed the whole like mentor into friend and character development and all that stuff. And it's so, yeah, I mean, they're definitely important.
Yeah, even if Konohamaru is the grandson of the third Hokage,
right?
Not all like the relationship doesn't have to be strong, but because of those filler episodes and previous like earlier episodes, like there didn't have to be a mentor student relationship. But I feel like that is definitely, especially with Iruka Sensei and Naruto, and Kakashi Sensei and Naruto. Like, but more importantly, like in Shippuden, I think, when like Naruto gets married to Hinata, like he asks Iruka Sensei, I believe, to be like the best man because like Iruka Sensei has been with Naruto pretty much from day one.
Yeah.
despite Naruto being a troublemaker. It's just so cool, like in the beginning.
An outcast, yeah.
And like, yeah, the outcast and being the container for the nine-tailed fox. It is so cool to see the relationship between the two of them both becoming in their own person.
Yeah.
And this, for especially for Iruka Sensei, just watching Naruto become this like adult that he knew he could be.
Right. No, 1,000%. One last question here for today. Have you gone into Boruto at all?
I have not. I have
me neither.
not finished Shippuden. I need.
People are telling me to skip it. I don't know if I want to, but it's definitely something that people like. Naruto went on for
years.
God, like our whole lives, and then Boruto was like a season and a half or 2 seasons or something like that. So, and now I guess they're now on to Boruto's kid, which I'm like, what are we talking about? But whatever.
Yeah.
Sillyfrog, thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah.
I want to do another episode with you at some point.
Yeah,
this is a lot of fun.
We'll definitely have to touch more on Stardew.
Yeah. Well, as you'll find out as we go through the episodes, we start strong with video games, and then ADHD kind of just takes off, and it totally depends on the guest on how focused we can be. Because if we both have raging ADHD, you got no chance. We're not going to make
just like
it.
today.
Yeah, it's
just like now.
That's how it is. But if you out there in the world of listening want to catch Sillyfrog live, you go check out our stream. Go say hi to our wonderful, amazing mod. We have a wonderful what are those things called? Like emotes with the thank you mods and everything on there. You are truly fantastic, and I love everything about you, and I'm so happy that you're one of my mods and an IRL friend, and you've been there. We went to high school together, which was nuts, like 50,000 years ago.
I know, I'm coming up on 10 years next year.
Oh my God, I'm so far past 10 years. I mean, not that far past. I think like 12 years, something. Whatever. I'm not doing math, but. If you want to check out more of my lovely self, you can check us out anywhere and everywhere you find podcasts. If you found this on YouTube, I'm so sorry that the camera is moody today. But maybe
it's even funnier when you're streaming.
It is so annoying, especially when I look away and then I look back and I'm like, what the hell's going on? Yeah, but you can check us out on stream every Monday morning from 10 to 12. You can check us out every Saturday 7 to midnight, and every Sunday 9 to midnight.
I feel like the start time always has been varying lately with the Saturday and Sundays.
Dude, it's because we're getting close to the holidays, and like we had a daddy-daughter dance last night, and
which I miss you being all dapper.
Yeah, we like got in the driveway. I like kicked the door open, and I was like, change your clothes, get in jammies, get in bed. Daddy's got a show to do, And so the kids are like running up there, we throwing everybody in bed, and I just come in and just loosen the tie a little bit, hit start, and I'm like, "What's up, everybody? How you doing?" I took my first break to go like change my clothes.
I came in like my first break ever. I came in when you were on break, and I'm like, "Oh, I came on break."
Yeah,
I feel like Pit Brawl.
Yeah, always showing up on the breaks. But yeah, I do appreciate you being here today. This was awesome. I love that you wanted to do this. This makes me very happy. So,
despite me not being a streamer, I still play video games.
Oh, the amount of people that we have on here that are not streamers. We hit a streamer kick because I used social media to be like, hey, do you want to be on a podcast?
I mean, Noah doesn't Noah stream? No, Noah doesn't stream.
No, it does not stream. He just does YouTube videos. Yep. He should. But that would also like
not his career.
Yeah, I don't know. He's so busy. Nursing is hard. Not that I would do it. I would never do it, honestly. But thank you so much for being here. Is there anything that you want to shout out? Anything and everything, down to a coffee you had today or a sandwich you had last week?
I mean, the coffee was from Rudders. So.
Oh, shout out Rudders. How you doing?
And shout out to you for being you and doing what you have been doing. And I'm so proud of you doing this podcast, doing the streaming. Like, it's so cool to be part of something that I never thought I would be a part of. Like, I never thought I would be a mod for a streamer. Like, that was so far beyond what I was okay just popping in with just being a viewer, and for you, and then you asked me to be a mod. I'm like, I was so taken back, and I'm like, absolutely. I mean, I will try my best. And just getting so much love for helping you out, and especially when Noah can't be there, and just being there in the chats. Despite me not knowing all the technical stuff, but I mean, I know some things just from watching other streamers that I watch, like Minion777, Wade, and all that, and like those bunch of motley crew of Gar and all them. Shout out to them if you want to catch them. But believe it or not, Shell Shock got me into watching them as well.
Yeah.
So like I said, everything I got into was because of Shell Shock, and I love you, and you are an amazing person, and I'm so glad that you are a part of my life, Shell Shocked, and I'm glad that we are now part of each other's life.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's just been a crazy, almost year.
We are, I don't even know if we're coming up. We actually,
for the podcast,
technically, as of the day of recording, today is Sunday. Yesterday was the 1 year anniversary from when I decided that I was going to do any content whatsoever. Like, that was the day that I locked it in. I said, today's the day that I'm going to start funding all of this. I'm going to, make it happen. I started, figuring out designs, how I wanted to go about all of this.
And it's just been, and like when you hit affiliate, it's been so cool to be part of like what should be part of like the emotes for the channel points and all that stuff. And like I threw Noah an idea about like the badges.
Yeah.
About like he had like about the feather and then the phoenix, and I was like, well, I threw the idea of like maybe for the first like few months, changing the color of the feather.
Yep.
And then when you hit like 1 year, then it should go to the phoenix, and then from there it should be like a different color phoenix until we figure something else.
Until we do something else, yeah. No, and I think, and your words are so kind, and I think the one thing that everyone doesn't understand is that I'm constantly in a state of a dumpster fire. So like I have asked, every time.
Story of our lives.
I've asked all of you individually to specifically be a part of like the team, because all of you bring so much like so many strengths to like the party that I feel part two. I feel like sometimes that I'm just like the bard of a D&D community, where I hang out in the front, I play my music, I go, hey, look at me. But it's the rest of the party that does all of the actual
also
work.
Mentioning D&D, Shell Shocked and I had a conversation about how it would be cool to do a D&D campaign with you and Viking.
Hell yeah, dude, I'll set that shit up ASAP. Hang on, Shell Shock, this is your call. Get on here. We need to have a conversation. I'm gonna get everybody on here. We're gonna have a big old flapping stream going on. We have gone overtime, and we are absolutely having a part two, so we need to link up again. We need to get Shell Shocked and you in the same room, and
that'd be a mess.
You know what?
That's a mess.
I'd say fuck it. Special episode. I'm just gonna hit record and I'm gonna leave, and I'm just gonna I'll set a timer. You two just knock yourselves out. All right, go nuts. It'll be awesome. So thank you so much for being here. You are incredible. I love you so much. I love everything that you bring to the table. This is truly a treat for me. I look forward every Monday to our fun conversations.
Despite me like only getting out of bed when you like start streaming.
Oh, the only reason I get out of bed on Monday mornings is because I have to do school drop off. That is my wake up call. Okay.
I don't get out of bed until like 9, between like 9 and 10, or until you start streaming.
Here's a fun little outro. Do you remember the outro?
I don't.
Yeah, neither does anybody. I always seem to mess it up while I'm doing this. You ready? Do yourselves a favor out there. Go outside. Look up at the sky. Feel the sun on your face. Hug a tree. High five a squirrel. And I'll catch you on the next one. Enjoy.